I am Patty DeHuff, and I am the Citizens for Responsible Government candidate for mayor of the town of Plymouth. I am here tonight with my good friend, Pat Perugino Jr., who is a senior vice president with David Lerner Associates, a financial service company out of Westport. Pat is also a former resident of the town of Plymouth.
I am. Thank you.
So Pat, tonight we're here to talk about a very important issue, which is the issue of our bond rating and the financial situation that the town of Plymouth is finding itself in. Now, could you tell us what the importance of bonds is to any community?
Bonds are the debt that a community takes on to finance certain projects or whatever they're looking to do to forward that community.
Now, is it kind of like a mortgage?
Similar but different. Whereas if you or I were to take out a mortgage on our house, when I write my check, let's say it's $1,000 a month, just for round numbers, $750 out of that first payment would go towards interest, and $250 of that would go towards principal. On a bond, the town or the corporation would be paying the interest every 6 months, and then when that bond were to mature, the town or corporation would be responsible for the entire principal. So let's say it's $100,000 at 3%. The town would be responsible for paying that interest over 30 years, and then upon year 30 have to pay back the full $100,000 towards the investor.
Thank you. Now, you have given me a sheet here, and I would like for you to explain what this sheet is to our viewers.
This sheet is something I printed off from my TSI software, which is something every financial advisor uses when recommending bonds towards a client. This shows the current credit rating or bond rating, as well as pertinent financial information about the municipality.
Now, on this sheet, there is a box that says ratings. Would you please explain what that means?
When a corporation or a municipality takes on debt, investors look for 3 particular ratings. One being Fitch, the other being Moody's, and the third being S&P. All 3 are equal.
Now, there are 3 dashes next to the names Moody's, S&P's, and Fitch. What does that mean?
That means the town of Plymouth does not currently have a bond rating with any of these 3 creditor agencies.
Okay. Now there's another box here, and it says material information. And how does that influence you in making a decision as you advise your clients?
When I talk to my clients who are investors in municipal debt, I always let them know about the credit ratings, and then I let them know about the material information. As you can see here, it says failure to provide annual financials. And then the last one being drowning in debt. That means, as an advisor, I would see that Plymouth, Connecticut is drowning in debt. And that's what I would advise my clients as.
Now, the part about the failure to provide annual financials, is this a reference to the annual reports or the audits, or it's also known as the comprehensive annual financial reports? Is that what this is referring to?
Correct.
Okay, so you said that we're drowning in debt, and we know that in 2015 we lost our bond rating. Now in 2016, Mayor Merchant proposed a $6.9 million bond authorization, which included such things as the expansion of the firehouse, additional roads, the town hall upgrades, etc. Was this a wise thing for a mayor to do when we had no bond rating?
I sat on the firehouse building committee. The the mayor asked me to do so. While I completely understand and respect the notion of redoing the firehouse, and I'm in full support of it, the issue comes with it should not be financed through debt with the current bond rating. The only way it should have been financed was through cash, or if the municipality, Plymouth, was able to reestablish their bond rating.
Okay, well, the mayor did propose the bond package, and the people of Plymouth approved it, because we know that the fire trucks did not fit well
Correct.
into the firehouse, and we know that our roads need to be upgraded. So we see that these projects are going on around us. How are these projects being funded?
These projects are being funded through something called BANS, Bond Anticipation Notes, BANS. And what BANS are, they are short-term debt and with extremely high interest. And most municipalities take out BANS when they're financing a project with the expectation that when they sell the bonds, this will pay off the band and the excess will go to financing the project that they're doing. Similarly, when a corporation is starting, they might take out a loan from Thomaston Savings Bank, from People's United Bank, from whatever bank it is. And when they bring on investors, the investors, part of their investment pays off the loan towards the bank, and the rest of it goes towards growing the corporation.
Now let's say that I am an investor, and I came to you as my financial advisor, and I said, Pat, you know, I really want to invest in the town of Plymouth. Even though I don't live there anymore, I really want to invest in it because I love my town. What would you, as my financial advisor, say to me as an investor with regard to purchasing bonds?
I would point out the lack of bond rating, the material information, and then having fiduciary responsibility for your investments, meaning having responsibility, legal responsibility for your investments. I would point you towards other communities that have the same demographics as Plymouth, such as Thomaston, Connecticut, Union, Connecticut, Bolton, Connecticut, etc., etc. I would not steer you towards Plymouth, Connecticut.
Okay, but let's say that I hear what you're saying, and I understand that Plymouth is drowning in debt, but I still want to invest in my town. What's that going to mean for me as an investor?
That means that you are going to put your money into a town that has no ability, no possible ability to pay back that debt if it is on its current course. It would need radical managerial change as well as radical financial change before it is able to be self-sustaining.
Pat, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you came here from working with clients to tell us about the true financial picture of the town of Plymouth with regard to bonding. So after hearing about the very grim financial situation that Plymouth finds itself in, I hope you will agree with Pat Perugino Jr. that we need a radical change in leadership. And I ask for your vote on Tuesday, November 7th, and I ask you to please give me the entire CFRG slate to change the direction this town is going. Thank you and good night.